Alright, I'm at the still shop, just leaving now. I just got dusted. Friggin' big truck just went by there, man. He dusted me out good. He went by faster than that. And, like, he got me good. Like, I was gagging there. You bastard. Go after this. Ooh, kind of warm in here. Well, guys, start sending thoughts and prayers here and condolences and stuff. I am the most depressed I've ever been in my life. I just found out the worst horrible news a man could ever find out. That is my chainsaw, Ninja Shark, the beloved Ninja Shark, is terminally kaput. Yeah, so I brought him in there. I only brought it. I didn't bring in Sasquatch. I just brought in Ninja Shark, my MS-260, and I dropped off the whippersnipper. So he's going to call me, or I'm going to call him by tonight. See what it is. So see if it's going to be covered under warranty. If it's maintenance, they don't cover maintenance. If the carbs clog, it's like, you know, you got to pay for that. But like if it's done, if there's a defect, they cover it, right? So they don't cover maintenance. But I didn't want to take anything apart, so we'll see. Because if it's maintenance, ooh, this native paw here, bear paw. That's my spirit animal. Anyway, so if there's maintenance, like I just want to see if there's something screwed on it, right? So if it's maintenance, I'll do the maintenance myself. You know what I mean? Like I might get him to do it. I'll just like, okay, well, if you can do it for under $50, I mean, it's not like I'm not going to make it back, you know. But if I got to put a new air filter, a new muffler on it, a new spark plug, all that stuff, okay, well then that's wear and tear. That's not covered. But if the piston's done, that's all I care about. Then I'm getting a new one, I think. Well, I don't know. We'll see. But I got lots of info from him. So we'll talk about the sad news. So I figured it would cost about $300 or so to rebuild a saw. But remember, I live in Canada and there's all kinds of inflation and BS like that, right? So what that means is going to cost about $500. He goes, just the carb and the piston kit's going to be $500. You know what I mean? Like the cylinder kit and all that's going to be $500 just for that. He goes, so it's not really worth it when you can get the replacement for $800. You know what I mean? So I also asked about financing. Yes, they do it. They do it through a third, well, I guess second company party or whatever. So they do that because I'm like, well, it depends on how much I owe on my credit card, right? But I could really set myself up well. But I gotta, like, it won't be till say June, late June, early July. Depends how much I pay down my credit card. And then what I might do, because what I prefer to do, and it's a better way and not at the same time, is you can get interest-free loans if you do it in 1 year, but get them to charge your card once a month rather than putting it all on there in 1 month. Because what happens is, let's say I get the saw I want and a bit of stuff, and let's say I'm up to like $2,000. Okay, so $2,000 all at once, and let's say the following month I make a $200-300 payment. But I'll paying all that interest on that $2,000 until I pay it down. But let's say they only charge me $300, $200 or $300 a month, or whatever it is, or $200 a month. Okay, and I put $300 on it. Well, I will pay a little interest, but over time, like, I pay off more than what's actually on my card. So my card gets to zero, kind of stays at zero, and I just do the monthly payments, and I pay a little bit of interest on the credit card rather than a lot, where if I put it all on the credit card at once, I pay a lot more interest because your principal interest is higher. This guy's heading straight at me. What a nut. I can't just overtake one guy. I gotta overtake two guys and play chicken. And like, hey guys, the last person you want to be driving straight at is me, because I ain't moving. You either go in the ditch or we both die. I'm at that age where I just don't give a shit. You know what I mean? And I'm serious too. It's like, yeah, I'm not fucking moving. You're in my lane. You're going in. I'm not dying. You're gonna die. Yeah, you either die or you kill the both of us. It's your choice. We're gonna find out what kind of human being you are. it means less power, less whatever, better fuel economy. But there's no more carbureted. It's all M-tronic. So that means when the sensor goes, the saw is done. But these saws are cheap enough. The 162 is like $100 cheaper than the 170, and it'll do the same job. It'll do the exact same job, right? So a lighter saw for yard work, yeah, yes please. For $100 less, yes please. Like 220, I'll make that back in a week. You know what I mean? Or more. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at. So the new saw, new cameras, all that stuff, it's on the list, but I got to take down, because I just put that drum kit on there, right? And I still have to pay off the two Mark Holcomb guitars, although the 7-string is almost paid off. So I just flopped $500 on there, made $2.90 off my pop cans, and I have to bring the rest of them home. But at least I can see out I did get rid of enough cans I can see out my back window. So I'm good. I'm good for a month. Yeah, so it's getting there, guys. Those cans are, they're becoming white elephants. I can't get rid of them. It's like, geez, I'm tripping over the damn things. And they're multiplying like rabbits. The good news is that it's almost becoming an extra source of income. Every time I go up. But I might be going up there again tomorrow, and if that's the case, to get my whippersnipper, if that is the case, well, either tomorrow or Friday, whatever. Tomorrow I might be working. No, I didn't have my receipt with me. He just ran the serial numbers. Yeah, it still has the 2-year warranty on it. So I'm kind of hoping that it's just a carb clean. But then again, I'm kind of hoping that it's really fucked and enough to be covered getting a brand new one too. But I'm one of those people, I don't like throwing things away for the sake of throwing them away, right? But if there is something actually wrong with it, like I did not abuse that thing in the sense of, over revving it and stuff like that. I took care of it that way. But I did work it hard, like long hours and stuff like that. And I asked them, what is the duty cycle on one of these things? Like I told them, I said, I have 2 of them. What I do is I run one, and when the tank's done, I grab the other one, let one cool down, and then, cycle them that way, right? That way things typically last longer. But he goes, look, I've had ones come in that were like 20 years old. Like you just don't know how long they're going to last, right? So I'd like to get more than a year out of it because, like I like to buy stuff and just work it to death, you know what I mean? But not too quickly, you know what I mean? Like I got my money's worth out of it, but you need to get more than just a season out of one, you know what I mean? If I get 5 years out of one, 6 years out of one, I would be happy with that, for sure. A year, I'm expecting a little bit more. It's not that, like, okay, if it's covered under warranty, no problem, but it's more of the idea of the hassle of running back and forth, you know what I mean? Downtime. I don't like downtime. Like I don't mind giving them the business, like, hey, okay, yeah, if I do my own maintenance, it's a lot cheaper, but